Great awakening, light lords, and grand rising to those who have not yet awoken. To know that thoughts connect with a web of thoughts, and a web of thoughts creates a realm. And this earth plane that we live in is a realm of thoughts that we are connected to in order to express our innate human nature and to reflect it back to ourselves so that we can deal with it in order to create another realm by actually connecting with a certain stream of thoughts. You see, so now we're in this earth plane, and what's happening is based off our five senses, based off our five senses, we have actually connected with certain thoughts. And these thoughts are actually have led us to many different spectrums of polarities and correspondences and rhythms and vibrations and different parts of the gender, the law of gender, and different parts of cause and effect, and causing us to create different scenarios for ourselves on each end of the spectrum, making us either want to do righteous things or want to do bad things or want to do, either or, consciously and unconsciously. So it's basically creating everything that we see. Basically everything that we see is based off just our five senses and our conscious and our subconscious mind, or our unconscious mind, our unconscious, subconscious, and then our conscious minds. Okay? So what we have to actually realize is that when we so-called astral project, we are actually going into a realm that is more confusing than the realm that we're currently in, which is why we should actually be here and actually analyze the way that this realm works, so that when we actually go to these other realms, or these so-called new realms that we exist in simultaneously, and we'll know how to act within those realms, okay, in those so-called higher realms. Okay, what we must get is, the higher you go in realms, the more confusing it will be if you are not in the Christ consciousness, if you are not on the Christ mind, if you are not on the narrow path, actually focusing the straight ahead. If you are focusing straight ahead, and trying to keep yourself on a level to where you understand everything that's going on, to where you're trying to understand everything that's going on every step of the way. Every step of the way, you should be trying to understand what's going on. And we have gotten to the point where people don't want to understand this realm anymore. People don't even want to understand, well, or actually, they've been trying to understand this realm to the point where that they don't understand so much about this realm. They don't understand so much about this realm, that they just think it's from other realms. They just think it's okay, other realms. They just want to go outside of this realm. They want to leave their bodies. They want to have near-death experiences. They want to have they want to talk to aliens. They want to talk to other beings that they have never seen before, and stuff like that. They want to have a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with this realm at all. And so what we must get to is to actually embrace this realm first before we get to any other realm. That is the first thing that we should do. Embrace this realm, understand this realm completely before we even get to the other realms. Okay. That's how a God works. That's how a person of a holy statute, of actual good morals, a good judge will actually take in all of the facts before it makes a decision, a complete and final decision. So we have to actually get all of the evidence, all of the facts about this realm, and then put it all together, so that everybody on this plane, every person on this plane, being born and going to and transforming into another realm, all can understand it. Before that, we shouldn't even be worried about all these other realms. Everything else that we shouldn't be worried about at this time. Okay, all of this stuff is just basically a distraction. It's a distraction right now. It's actually needed. It's needed, but it needs to be actually looked at after we get all of the facts from this realm, or in order for us to even understand those other realms. For us to even understand those other realms, we have to have all of the facts in this realm, all of the thoughts, this web of thoughts that we live in. Okay. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about natural astral projection, not that stuff that where they talking about, trying to actually go to, what I'm saying, see specific things and trying to go to other realms and see stuff that you've never seen, trying to amaze you and trying to distract you from the realm that you're in order just to create a positive mood. See, we must remember that the reason we go through certain situations and trials is because we try to be better than the balance. Trying to be better than the balance creates what you call a Lucifer effect. This Lucifer effect is basically you trying to be an angel, but at the same time, you're trying to be better than God, which is the balance of all things. It's the balance between positive and negative energies. And that will actually push you down into being lower. Okay, trying to be good or better than goodness. Okay, trying to be good or better than goodness will actually push you down to a lower realm, a lower state. So you will actually be good to yourself and other people that are like you. Y'all will think that y'all better. Y'all will think that y'all better than the goodness or the balance that you're actually supposed to be. But actually you are worse off because you are stuck in your own bubbles and don't realize that you're not connecting with the collective consciousness or other people that are around you. You have separated yourselves so much, which is nothing wrong with separating yourselves from the lower self. It's just that you got to have a balance between the higher and the lower self. You can't just be all the way the higher self, because if you're all the way the higher self, then you won't be able to help the lower self. You won't be able to help those that are under the higher self, those that are actually vibrating lower down away from your thoughts. Okay? Those people that are actually vibrating lower away from the higher thoughts, they have to actually see some type of lower thought within you, which is the roots from where you come from. They have to actually see that in you so that they can actually attach to that higher vibration of the lower self in order to elevate from the lower self and get into the higher self. Okay, and then that higher self, once they get in the higher self, they will actually be taught within themselves that they need to actually become in balance and try and do their best to stay in balance between the lower and the higher self. Okay, but when you get out of that balance and you just trying to stay on one spectrum all of the time, I mean, you can stay there a lot, but you trying to stay there all of the time, it's not gonna benefit the all. Okay, it's only gonna benefit your personal perspective, and then once you transform and transcend, you will actually have to experience a lower part, a lower vibration, whether you consciously or unconsciously transcend or transform. You're going to have to actually experience a lower part so that you can appreciate the lower vibrations, because you were so much in a higher vibration and so much trying to be higher and higher and higher that you were imbalanced, that you became imbalanced. And the law of polarity explains this. You have two poles. You have the higher self, you have the lower self. If you're too much of the higher self, you're out of balance. You're going to tilt it. Okay? Then the lower self going to come up. If you too much on the lower self, you're gonna be out of balance, and then the higher self gonna come up, and then it's gonna tilt, and it's gonna lower, and then it's gonna tilt, and then it's gonna tilt again, and it's gonna have the lower self up, and it's gonna be out of whack. It's gonna be chaos. It's gonna keep on tilting. It's gonna keep on going, and then where you gotta be is in the balance. Okay, you must be in the balance, in between both. Okay, so that you can see the lower and the higher selves thoughts, the webs of thoughts in those realms. What we got to do is start reverse engineering. We got to start reverse engineering ourselves. And when we reverse engineer ourselves, when we reverse engineer ourselves to actually manifest what we want. This is what I've been doing, man. This is what I've been telling y'all about. I've been telling y'all about this. And it's like, I seem like nobody listen. Well, it seemed like a few people are listening, but not a lot of people is actually getting into what I'm talking about. And I already expected that, because, we living in Babylon. We living in the lower self. But it's a lot of so-called conscious people on my pages, man. And they're not actually getting this information. What I'm trying to tell you is that manifesting is so easy, man. It's so easy. And all of the techniques that I've been applying in my life, the different sciences that I've been studying, like neurology, neurobics to be specific, biogeometry to be specific, and I'm not just talking about what Ibrahim Karim teaches. I'm talking about actually connecting back to nature and seeing the actual patterns of nature yourself. Okay, and doing that, I'll have a video about that coming soon. I have a video about actually seeing the natural biogeometric shapes for yourself, and actually how to apply that knowledge to your life. And four-dimensional space-time curvature. Four-dimensional space-time curvature is a big one, man. That's a big one. And you need to apply these sciences to your life. What I'm going to do is actually tell you how to apply how to apply these sciences to your life and actually do natural astral projection, completely natural astral projection, so that we can actually see how thoughts connect to one another, and how everything is supposed to be being played out when you actually manifest. Okay. Now this is how you manifest. Say peace. Say peace. Say peace. Say peace. Say peace, reflections. But okay, this is a process of manifesting. We're going to be focused on manifesting for a while now. What we're going to be talking about is different ways you manifest and how to put all of these pieces together so we can manifest things quicker and better. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that just like, I think, man, don't none of that stuff y'all be talking about work. All that new age stuff and all that law of attraction and telementation, it ain't working. Manifesting and all that, manifesting one-on-one and stuff like that. Bro, it's so simple. Because it's just because you gotta actually know yourself. If you don't know how you focus, the first step is focusing. But if you don't know how you focus, if you don't know how your mind works so that you can focus, then you're not going to be able to focus the way other people, the way all these leaders are actually focusing and manifesting things into their lives faster and quicker. And you wonder, like, how do they get these things? How do they get into situations in this life that they're in? And because you don't have that type of focus. You have a different type of focus, but you have to know that about yourself, so that when you get that, so when you actually know yourself, you can get that type of focus. You got to work through your mind. Study your astrological energy. Get your natal birth chart done. Study numerology. Study how your mind works. Use neurobics. Use four-dimensional space-time curvature. Study that. And study biogeometry. Okay, study all the different sciences that you can study. Epigenetics. Epigenetics is a good one too. Study all of them different sciences. Today we're going to talk about natural astral projection. Okay? Natural astral projection. Okay? Nap. When you take a nap, natural astral projection is the nap. Okay? When you're taking a nap and you have those daydreams, or you have a out-of-body experience, or you have some type of dream and it's so vivid and it's lucid, that's when you're that's when you astral projection. That's when you're astral projecting. This whole environment that we're in is actually a projection. This physical body. See what I'm saying? This all it is. This is a physical body. This physical body is actually is projected from the astral. The astral is basically just the cosmos. The cosmos meaning the universe, all of the stars and stuff, all of the planets, all of the suns, all of the moons, all of that is being projected at specific angles in the specific degrees, specific angles and degrees to actually all this subtle energy and light is coming from the infinity of the all, okay? From the zero, the nothingness. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my video on the zero is everything. Okay, it's talking about nothing is completely literal. Everything else is an illusion. Okay? Everything is an illusion, nothing is completely literal. Nothing. Okay? Go watch that video. The zero is reflecting back to itself, creating oneness. And then that oneness is spreading infinitely, creating infinity. All of the multiple spectrums of one. Okay, there's only one. There's only no numbers. There's only no numbers. Okay, numbers are infinite. Okay, they're only variables for you to indicate certain aspects of your perception. For you to actually see something from your own perception. That's all a number is a variable itself. When they teach you in mathematics and they teach you about variables, they're talking about numbers too. Numbers are variables. Okay. That's in math class. That's simple mathematics. Numbers are variables, which means each number itself has no meaning. It only has the meaning that you put on it. Okay. Now, all of the planets, all of the stars, all of the moons, all of them have specific types of lights that's coming from different angles and different degrees and hitting the earth, which is the plane that we're on, the plane of existence that we consciously exist in. Okay. Some are a little bit lower in consciousness, some are a little bit higher. But because depending on the angles and degrees of the time that you were born, you are born and then that gets stamped into your neural melanin. You ever notice that when children are born, their heads are very soft and fragile. This is so that that energy can be actually stamped into their neuromelanin, which outlines their brain. Because if their skulls were hardened already, then it wouldn't, and that will only get certain genetic information without getting their own personality, without getting their own unique natural ego, their unique natural personality from the subtle energies that hit their brain. Okay, that hit their skull and their soft skull embed into their neuromelanin. The neuromelanin takes this information and spreads it down their central nervous system. This is what happens. It goes into your neurons and it helps connect your neurosynapses depending on your natural ego, your unique natural ego from the cosmos, which is your astral programming, your astrological programming, astro. So that means that your astral programming is astral projecting. Okay, so you're projecting yourself from being the all in a specific way. Okay, so you're literally God, or the good of all that is, projecting itself in a specific way to live on this plane, this earth plane. This is what you're here for. Okay, you're here to actually act out a specific part of God. You're here to actually act out a specific part of the all that is, the specific part of the cosmos. Okay, that's what we're here to do. Now, what you do when you astral project, when you naturally astral project, okay, you're actually connecting to a certain web of thoughts. Okay, but what you got to do is reverse engineer yourself. You got to reverse engineer to even know what is going on. Okay, you got to have you got to have no type of actual type of thing that makes you happy. Okay, like for instance, we're going to start with emotions. Okay, start with emotions first. Say, I am, we have mantras. We have this thing called mantras. When you say mantras, it actually programs your mind to attract things into your life, okay, that you wish you have. But this is before you even, understand yourself. Okay, when you understand yourself, then you'll know what type of things that you would like. You see what I'm saying? And why you react to certain things in certain ways when certain things happen. But when you say I am happy, and you say that over and over and over again, when you wake up, when you take a nap, before you take a nap, after you wake up from a nap, and when you go to sleep, okay? If you say this, you will start to attract things into your life that make you happy. And when these things, certain things attract into your life that make you happy, you actually have to start analyzing those things to see why that makes you happy. When you see why that makes you happy, then you will begin to start constructing a whole realm. You will begin to start constructing a whole web of thoughts. I am happy because of this. I have this. I have that. See what I'm saying? Because all those things connect to your positivity. Those things connect to your fruition, to you being you, to you being your fullest, your higher self. Okay, your higher self. But like I said at the beginning of this video, you don't always want to stay in your higher self, and that's why you're gonna be combated. That's why you're gonna be confronted. That's why you're gonna be confronted with obstacles. Okay, obstacles and adversaries and foes and enemies, which are just different parts of yourself that's trying to keep you on point. Okay, don't resist these. Do not resist these obstacles and these devils, these adversaries, these opponents, these enemies, these situations that happen where you're just in confusion. You're thrown into confusion. Okay, because it's only bettering your level of balance. It's only trying to keep you on balance. If you fall into it and you say, I can't take it, I cannot take it, then you just say, fuck it, I'm not being happy no more. I don't care about negativity. I don't care about negativity or positivity. I don't care about that. Then you go into the lower self and then you throw yourself off balance. Okay? It's all about you. You throw yourself off balance when you do that. You have to actually take these situations and actually deal with them. If you say, nah, fuck this situation, I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to ignore the whole situation. And then I'm going to just stay on my mantras. I'm happy. then you're not dealing with your situation. All you're doing is burying your demons that are being presented to you. All of the stuff that you need to purge out constantly. All of the filters. All of the stuff that you need to filter out to yourself, to reflect back to yourself, to make you better. You have to take all of that in. All of it. You have to take it all. The positive and the negative. All of it, to create balance and deal with it. You have to deal with your demons. Deal with your adversaries. Deal with your opponents. Just like how the Christ did in the so-called Bible. Jesus, when he sat around the people, he sat around wine bearers and whores and prostitutes and gamblers and stuff like that. And people were talking about him. How is he the Christ? And how is he the Son of Man? How is he the Christ? And he's sitting around all these negative energies and sitting around all these demons, all these people that's doing bad things, so-called bad things. When the Pharisees and the scribes didn't even understand what he was saying. And they were the ones writing the books. He was saying, I'm the one y'all writing about. I'm the one that y'all writing about. But y'all don't even see the truth, and y'all the ones writing the book. And y'all talking bad about these people that sitting around me. Yeah, I'm sitting around them because I'm giving them knowledge. I have to connect with them. I have to actually bring a balance to this realm. That's my duty as a Christ. That's what we do. That's what we have to do, man. And when it comes to natural astral projection, all you have to do is see the thought. Reverse engineer yourself. See the thought. Give yourself a better attitude, because when you give yourself a better attitude, like I said about I am happy, when you give yourself a better attitude, or I am joyous, or however you say it, however you wish to say it, give yourself a better attitude so that you can start seeing things clearly, because science has already proven when you actually get in a better mood, you can think more clearly, and you can see more clearly, and you have a better immune system and a better central nervous system. Your neurosynapses work better. You have reduced inflammation. You actually have a better health. Go outside. Start to connect with the ground. Start to connect with the earth. Start grounding. Take your shoes and socks off and actually walk around barefoot. Get you a tent. Start trying to live outside. For real. This is what we do. Start eating better food, better fruits and vegetables. Not better fruits and vegetables, but better food. More fruits and vegetables. Okay? Start doing your best to connect with people that make you higher, that only want to better you, give you a higher vibration, a higher thinking state. Open your mind. Every time you're around them, all they do is open your mind. That's all you want to do. That's how you subconsciously program yourself. When it comes to natural astral projection, you have to, on your way to sleep, what is going on is the thoughts that you're in, the thoughts that you're actually in, on your way to sleep, is what actually constructs the beginning of your dream. And that's basically the first things that you'll start to deal with overnight. Okay, the different realms that you experience within yourself. This is how you will know that the thought creates reality. So on your way to sleep, try to do your best to think on a certain wavelength, or think on a certain mindset, think on a certain frequency, so that can vibrate back to you and actually give you a certain realm. Because when you go to sleep, the brain is secreting DMT in such a way to where it actually connects you. It disconnects you from this realm and connects you with another body based on the thoughts that you are thinking. So based on the way that your mind is working at the time on your way to so-called rest or a partial transition, you are actually shooting yourself to the moon. The moon is actually breaking your consciousness apart into all the different realms, the webs, the realms, the lights, the webs, the thoughts, the web of thoughts that connect to the realm that you are going to experience based on the thoughts that you have. Okay, so you gotta have your thoughts in order, and this is how you see how to manifest better. This is how you see how to manifest better. This is how you see how to manifest better. This is what actually strengthen your manifestations to have them come quicker. Because every night when you go to sleep, if you do this, you will begin to astral project yourself into different planes. You will begin to astral project yourself into different planes that are built off the exact thoughts that you were going with while you were asleep. The exact thoughts that you were attached your mind to, that your mind was using to create, to energy, to manifest energy, to manipulate energy, to actually get you to that realm in the first place. Then, when you come out of that sleep, or when you come out of that sleep, you will most likely feel more rejuvenated and more healthy. You will feel more healthy. You will feel more healthy and more rejuvenated when you wake up. Now, disclaimer: this is not gonna happen the exact way for every single person. Some people are gonna go into that realm, and when they go into the realm, it's gonna be all luscious and luxurious, and it's gonna be so lucid, and it's gonna be clear, and it's gonna be like heaven, like a mug, man. It's gonna be heaven, and then all of a sudden, demons gonna start coming. Whatever your worst fears is gonna start coming, and they're gonna manifest right in front of you. There is a purpose for this. The purpose is for you to deal with that if you have not dealt with it in your waking life. This is the purpose of a so-called dream. This is the purpose of a travel. It's the purpose of reality, period. But it's just more subtle when you're in a higher realm like this realm, and everything's so concrete. But your mind is more focused when it's in this realm. Okay, it's more focused on things, so you can actually distract yourself, basically, from the stuff that you need to deal with in this realm more easily than when you go into the dream realms. Okay, so when the dream realms come, and your mind is not as focused as it is in this realm, they'll come easier because they'll be like, oh yeah, you ain't trying to, you can't distract yourself from this. They'll come up to you like, yeah, you can't distract yourself from this. You finna deal with these. You finna deal with these entities. You finna deal with all that. What I'm gonna tell you is, deal with them. Do the same thing you was doing. Deal with them. Okay? Deal with them. Ask questions. Do all that. All it's gonna do is make the dream more lucid. For all of y'all that talk about lucid dreams and astral projection, all it's gonna do is make the dream more lucid. It's gonna make you be able to have more power in your dreams. You're gonna have more power. You're gonna be able to control your dreams more. The more you deal with your demons, the more you deal with that negative energy that comes when you go to sleep at night. Okay? And for some people, they're gonna be thinking a positive thought. Soon as they go to sleep, negative come because they're in the positive. They want to be so positive. So like I said in the beginning of this video, they want to be so positive that they distance themselves away from the lower self. So when they reincarnate, all the dream is another perspective of death. Okay, it's just another form of death. Like the law of correspondence, as above, so below, and the law of polarity, all opposites exist at one time. In the law of rhythm, the pendulum must swing, but like the law of rhythm says, there's different pendulums and there's different levels of polarity. Okay, so when you actually, everything is happening one time. Okay, so when you actually go into other realms and you transition, every realm and every perspective of different realities are all happening at the same time, but on different levels. So when you quote unquote go to sleep, you're actually dying. You're reincarnating. Okay, and you go into another realm, and then when you actually come from that realm, you reincarnate back into this realm, and you come back into this realm. You incarnate back into this body. It's just that this body hasn't incarnated yet. So your consciousness has actually already transformed. Your consciousness is constantly reincarnating, okay, and transforming. So when you go into the other realm, and you always on that positive feet, you always on there trying to stay better and better and try to stay better and better to the point where you out of balance, then you gonna go to the realm. You're going to have to deal with them demons. You're going to have to deal with all that negative energy, all that bad stuff that you ain't deal with in your waking life in the earth plane, the third dimension, or whatever you want to call it. You going to have to deal with it. Okay? So you're going to have to actually confront it. You're going to be very emotional. It's going to be very disturbing for some of y'all. But this is natural astral projection. Okay? Not trying to force yourself to do it. Not trying to force yourself, just doing your best to stay in a higher vibration or stay in a balanced vibration on your way to sleep. Okay, on your way to sleep and upon waking. Okay. Now I am John Mashak. I am here to live out and teach higher wisdom as an example for the collective consciousness. And I prophesy right now for all of you, you will be able to actually experience other realms after you experience this realm, and know why this realm exists and why we here and why we go through certain things and how we can manifest things into our life better, okay, and faster. If we don't actually focus on this realm and do our best to know the ins and outs and spread it to other people, and so we can all collectively get together and manifest actually heaven on earth, it won't happen. It won't happen because we don't actually know what's going on we actually have to become more conscious of what's going on in order to manifest it. Okay, in order for us to consciously manifest it, at least. So that's my message for today, man. Y'all stay well, stay prosperous. Spread the message, share and subscribe. To get all of this energy, all of this positive and negative stuff, we gotta come in balance, man. All the it's the people in the higher self that's like, but the lower self. Oh no, and then it's the lower self that just they so unconscious, they don't know what's going on. So they like y'all evil. They like y'all evil. We in the lower self, we too comfortable for y'all to even talk about us getting out of our lower self. So hey, we don't even want to hear that. Cut all that out. Get ourselves in balance, ourselves as a self first, because our self is an accumulation of cells, and once we get our self together, it will send out a magnetic pulse, a magnetic message. This is scientifically proven through four-dimensional space-time curvature. That's why I tell you to study it all the time. It will send out a magnetic pulse for all of humanity to get their stuff in order. And it's been happening slowly over time, but it's going to happen. And I prophesy that right now. We're all going to get our stuff together, man. So, hey, take in this message, apply it to your life. I'm going to be making some more videos on manifestation lately, upcoming. I said lately. I was like, my mind is in the now, but it's in all the now moments, past, present, and future. So, what I mean is, I'm going to make some more videos about manifesting, because my manifesting has been getting stronger and stronger, and it's been coming back more and more, fluidly for me. The more I've been studying myself, and that's why I'm trying to get this message out to y'all, man. Let's do what we need to do to get everything in order, man. I love myself, and when I say I love myself, I love my cells. I love all of the cells, and when I say I love myself, I love all of the cells, which I mean humanity is, and the animals are, and the trees are, and all of the beings that that are on this earth plane that we live on, and the beings and the rest of the beings in the cosmos on these different planes that we exist on. So share and subscribe. I love myself. Peace, family. We out.
Peace. Say peace.
Say peace. Peace.